Here's an interesting data problem that I thought would make for a cool video. You may never run into this exact problem, but the tactics I'm going to use to solve it, you'll probably be able to use to solve a variety of other problems. I have a proper table here, and if I go to table design, the name of this table is called purchases. And the way this information is sent to me, the first column is a list of the people who made the purchase, and in the next column is what they purchased. The problem is all of the purchases are lumped into a single cell. The descriptions of the purchases and the cost of those purchases are all together. What I need to do is total up the costs of the purchases. So I would like another column here that's just the sum of everything that's a dollar value. So in the case of Susan Edwards, I would want to sum up this $105, this $476, and this $476 purchase. How can I find just the dollar values amongst all that text and sum them? Be sure to download this file along with the solution file so you can follow along with me and solve this little problem, or just open up the solution file and check out all of the fully documented Power Query M code. Let's begin by clicking in the table, go up to Data, From Table Range. The first thing I'll do is remove the change type step because we're not ready for data typing yet. Next, we'll go ahead and select the monthly purchases column. Now, if I click on one of these entries, we can see the full text of that information down here at the bottom in the preview. I don't want to alter this in any way, so what I'll do is right-click the column heading and duplicate this column. So this duplicate column will serve as our destruction and analysis column. Eventually, this will be deleted. What we're going to do is we're going to split this text at every space. So every single word becomes a new row associated with this monthly purchase. So we'll go to that copy column and then go up to split column by delimiter. We're going to split it by a space, and we want to split by every occurrence of a space. The catch is we don't want to create hundreds of new columns of data. We want hundreds of new rows of data. So if we go into the advanced options section, we're going to switch this to split it instead of into columns, into rows. If we hit OK, every single word is separated. Now to the left of that, the original monthly purchase and purchaser, those just get repeated for every word. We'll use those in a moment to regroup it. Now you may run into this issue. If I scroll down, notice eventually I get to this row where the words didn't seem to split, which seems odd because these are all spaces. The problem is Power Query says if I encounter anything within a set of double quotes, I will ignore it. I won't split it in this case. Well, this record was for Susan Edwards. If we peek behind the scenes, here's the record for Susan Edwards. Notice that on the second row towards the end, it said screen size equals 20 inches. Power Query interpreted that double quote as the beginning of a text string that is to remain unbroken. Even if there is no closing double quote at the end, everything after that point is left untouched until it encounters another double quote. So none of that after the double quote was parsed. Going back into Power Query, let's go to the split column by delimiter step, double-click the gear to get back into the dialog box. Right here where it says quote character, we're going to tell it, do not look for any quote characters. In other words, split everything. Nothing is off limits. I'll hit OK. Scrolling back down, we get into that Susan Edwards record. Everything was split. Now, because of that split, Power Query decided that some data typing was in order. We're not ready for that yet, so I'm going to remove that step. Now what we want to do is filter this copied split column by anything that starts with a $sign. Because if I scroll down, eventually I'll find something like this, and that's the price. So if something starts with a $sign, I want to keep that row. Every other row I want to get rid of. So I'll go up to my column filter, I'll do a text filter, and then say begins with, and we'll enter in a $sign. Hit OK. Now we're only left with rows that have prices. Because this is all text, if I were to go up and set the data type to currency, some of this turns into prices, but some of it turns into errors. The reason being is if we peek behind the error, this price ends in a semicolon. If I peek behind this number that did not error, this price did not end in a semicolon. So anything that had a semicolon at the end was interpreted as an error. Let's get rid of the offered change type step. We need to extract all of the numbers and discard the semicolons. We'll also discard the $signs. We're not going to need them anyways, because the data typing will take care of that. So with this column selected, we'll go up to Transform, extract text between delimiters, because we want to extract all of the text between a $sign and a semicolon. Hit OK. These are all now just raw numbers. They're still text, and so we'll go ahead and data type them as currency. Now we need to add those numbers up based on the purchaser and the monthly purchases. So we'll select the purchaser column, hold down Control, select monthly purchases, and in the upper left, we'll go to Group By. So we're grouping by purchaser, then by monthly purchase. We're going to create a new column called monthly purchases, and this new column will be the sum of anything in that copied column. Hit OK. We now have exactly what we were going for. So these two columns are restored back to their original states, but the copied column is now the extracted summed prices. Now I could leave it at the decimal number data type, but I'm going to go ahead and set this as a currency. Just in case there are any precision beyond the hundredths place on the fraction side, with this column selected, I'll go up to rounding, round, and set it to 2 decimal places. I also notice my column heading doesn't look that great. I'll rename that to total purchases. Let's go up to Home, Close and Load 2, and I'll create a table, but I'll go ahead and put it next to this original data. And here we have our output table. We have the original purchaser, the monthly purchases, and the total purchases. One of the things I've done is gone in and fully documented the M code. So if we go back up to Data, Queries and Connections, and then right-click Edit. Back in Power Query, one of the things I like to do is go in and rename all of my applied steps to something that's very descriptive. The other is, next to each of these steps is a fully documented, human-readable explanation of what that step does. If we go up to the Advanced Editor, here is that complete M code with full documentation. So you can either read this here, or you can just hover over the eyes and read it here. You can also right-click a step, go to Properties, and read the note here. I've included another version of this query called Optimized, which just reduces the steps. So if you're into this kind of thing, here's an optimized version of the query. It does the exact same thing, but if we go into the Advanced Editor, scrolling down, it simply takes several of those steps and puts them together in a single step. If you're new to Power Query, this may be a bit much, especially if you need to go back and change your mind. It's still nice to have those split into their constituent pieces. But if you're going for optimization and impressing your coworkers, maybe this is the version you'd like. So that's how we can take embedded prices, find them, summarize them, and add them to the data. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have another way you would solve this problem? Share that with us in the comments. I'd love to see it. I'm always open to new ideas. Don't forget to download the starter file and the solution file for all of the documented code. Thank you for watching, and remember at BCTI, the learning never stops.